The number you have reached is not in service.
Although a front desk associate is featured in this video, the basic phone courtesy skills in this video apply to any hospitality employee answering the phone.
Thank you for calling the Mayfield Inn. This is Melanie. How may I help you? Room 210? And may I ask the name of the party you would like to reach? Thank you. I'll connect you to Mr. Clark's room now. If there's no answer, stay on the line and the call will return to me, so you may leave a message if you'd like. You're welcome. Thanks for calling.
How do you do it? You've answered like 50 phone calls today, and yet you make every one of them sound like it's the first one today. How do you keep it fresh?
Well, I really...
And don't just tell me it's your job. I know we're supposed to be courteous and all, but saying it and meaning it, well, there's a difference. What's the secret?
I do mean it, but trust me, it wasn't always like this. When I first started, I had a whole different attitude. Look at that outfit. Oh my God, I would never wear that. That is so funny. Hey, listen, what do you want to do for lunch today? I think I'm going to take it. Yeah, can you hold on for a second? Somebody's calling. Hi, and welcome. You know what? I'm going to have to put you on hold. So,
Put the phone down. Ma'am, courtesy police, please put the phone down. You're in violation of the telephone courtesy code 4.31A. Gross negligence and disrespect to the caller.
what's going to happen to me?
Courtesy training, 30 days.
30 days?
Answer the phone promptly, within 3 rings if possible. This is a sign of respect to the caller or the potential customer.
Thank you for calling the Mayfield Inn. This is Melanie. How may I help you?
That's so much better.
Thank you for calling. This is Melanie. How may I help you?
No. You gotta watch your tone on the phone. Put some alive in your jive, some fresh in your breath. Look at this chart. Face to face, 55% of your communication is based on body language, 38% through your tone of voice, and 7% through your actual words. But on the telephone, 83% of your communication is based on your tone of voice, and only 17% for your actual words. So smile when you talk, be enthusiastic. It's contagious. They will feel it and you will feel it. And if you don't, fake it till you make it. Keep smiling and being up. One day will come and you won't even have to try. You'll feel it too. The happy muscles just take over. It makes everyone's day better, including your own. So are we smiling yet? We'll work on it.
Thank you for calling the Mayfield Inn. This is Melanie. How may I help you?
That's perfect.
Yes, we do have those dates available.
Yes, we do have those dates available. Who?
Yes, we do have those dates available. You?
Ask for the caller's name if they don't provide it, and use it as soon as you know it. Everyone likes their name remembered, don't you, Miss?
May I ask who's calling? Yes, we do have those dates available, Miss Watkins.
It's coming to me. Don't tell me. I'll get it.
Well, yeah, we got a game room, Mr. Clark. Yeah, right.
Well, yeah, we gotta. Yeah, right. What kind of language is that? Not good. Speak clearly and properly. No slang. And when possible, counter a negative with a positive.
No, I'm sorry, Mr. Clark. We don't have a game room for the kids. But we do have a very large pool. I've got your res number, Mr. Clark.
Whoa, your res number? What's that, a small funny hat or something?
A reservation number.
Then why didn't you say that?
I say it 50 times a day. I was just trying to save time.
It won't save you time if you use terms that your caller doesn't understand. Let me confo your res. It'll just confuse them.
Okay, Mr. Clark, do you have a pen? I'm going to give you your reservation number. Just give this number at the front desk when you check in.
Sometimes a shortcut takes a long time to explain, so no insider jargon.
We have that room with either 2 double beds or a king-size bed, Mr. Appleby.
2 doubles or a king bed, huh? If you speak in a monotone like that, either way it won't matter because I'm going to sleep. Vary your tone. Sound interesting.
That room features 2 double beds, but how about a king-size?
Now I'm paying attention. Now I'm interested in what you're saying because you don't sound like a zombie. Remember to keep it alive.
And if you book right now, we can offer a special 10% discount rate, and that includes a continental.
Stop.
What's this?
It's a speeding ticket. Slow down, NASCAR woman. This isn't a race. You want to be understood. Keep a steady pace, not too loud and not too soft. No smoking, no doing your nails, no shuffling papers, and no gum. Be alone with the phone. Stay focused. Give the caller your undivided attention.
Mr. Trent, that's not what you first requested.
Never interrupt the caller. Let them finish their sentence, their thought. They're making a decision. Sometimes people think out loud. Let them finish, then make your point or suggestion. Listen actively. That means respond to what you hear.
Yes, I understand, Mr. Trent. That's no problem. We'll do our best to put you in connecting rooms. Is there anything else we may do for you? And how many days will you be staying? Got it. Great. Thanks. Goodbye.
Got it? Got what? What did he just tell you?
That he'd be in town for 2 days.
2 days. That's nice. How many nights?
Isn't 2 days 2 nights?
Not on the Planet Hospitality, it isn't.
Okay, so let me confirm this, Mr. Trent. You'll be staying 2 nights and checking out on the 16th. Is that correct? Our checkout time is 12 noon.
Now, there can be no misunderstandings, right?
I guess so.
No, so. Speak in terms of nights, not days. Repeat back information. It shows you were listening, attentive, and responsive. Very hospitable.
And your rate will be $100
$100 for what?
for the room,
For the whole 2 nights?
for 1 night.
Well, why didn't I hear that?
Yes, your rate will be $100 per night plus tax, Mr. Trent. Is there anything else I may help you with?
Be as helpful and detailed as you can be. Don't leave them guessing.
Yes, Ms. Gonzalez is in room 112. I'll connect you.
Tell me I didn't just hear you give out the guest room number over the phone.
Well, I thought I could save them time the next time they call.
Uh-huh, and when a stranger comes up to the desk, you're gonna draw them a map, right? This isn't about saving time. It's about saving lives. It's about guest security. Never give out a guest room number over the phone.
Room 23? And may I have the name of the guest you're trying to reach?
And if someone gives you just a room number, make sure they have the right name to go with it.
I'm sorry, but that person is no longer a registered guest here.
You don't want a guest being bothered by someone calling a wrong or outdated number.
Hold on, I'll transfer you.
Hold what? Transfer to whom?
One moment, Mr. Bell, while I transfer you to Miss Watson.
Better.
Miss Watson, I have Mr. Bell on line 3. He wants to discuss a group rate for a convention booking.
If the call is for a coworker, let them know what to expect so the caller doesn't have to repeat the information.
Mr. Bell, I have Miss Watson on the line. She has the information you want.
And if possible, introduce the caller to your coworker before leaving the line.
please.
You just put someone on hold and you don't even know who it was.
I was swamped.
Treat all first-time callers like that, and I guarantee you won't be swamped anymore because you won't have any business.
And whom may I ask is calling? Mrs. Baker, is it all right if I put you on hold a moment? Thank you.
Ask permission to put someone on hold and thank them. It may seem like a lot, but that extra second or two that you spend is the key to treating a caller with respect and courtesy.
May I place you on hold, or would you like to leave a message?
Give them a choice if possible. It might save time later.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Tanada, but may I keep you on hold for another moment, or would you like to leave a message?
And if you still can't get to someone, at least check back and offer them a choice again.
I'm sorry, no one's answering. Try calling back later.
You're sorry. That's a sorry excuse for not connecting the caller. Take a message or offer to transfer them to voicemail if available.
I'm sorry, but no one's answering. May I take a message, or would you like to connect to her voicemail?
Give them a choice, but some people just don't like voicemail, so be prepared to take a thorough message.
Well, let me see if I have this straight. This message is for Clarissa Aldridge from Peter Glenn, 2M. You'll be arriving on Tuesday the 4th. And if there are any other changes to the schedule, call your cell phone at 212-555-6161. Is there anything else? Great. Thanks. You're welcome.
Now that's a good message. Who wouldn't want all that information? That's good service. That's hospitality. And don't forget to repeat the information back to the caller, especially any names and numbers. Take a break, Melanie. You're doing great. Would you like some coffee?
Sure. Yeah, I feel pretty good. I see how important the right attitude is. I think I'm ready to go back in.
Sit tight. It's almost over. Just a couple more points and you're home free. Meanwhile, drink up. Things are about to get complicated. Multitasking. It's an ugly word, and no one is good at it right away. Multitasking and being polite and courteous, now that's the challenge, but you can do it, and with a little practice, you can do it perfectly. Just stay calm. Remember, it's better to do one thing very well than it is to do 4 things badly. Be prepared. Make sure you have everything you need right at hand. You usually know your busy time. Have supplies ready so you won't be scrambling when the time comes.
I'm sorry, Mr. Shaw. May I place you on hold for a moment? Thank you. Welcome to the Mayfield Inn, sir. My name is Melanie. Are you checking in?
Yes.
The person you're looking at may already be a paying customer. Give them priority. But try not to leave the caller on hold for more than 30 seconds.
Thank you so much, sir. May I place you on hold for a moment? Thank you.
If you have several callers at once, ask to place them on hold
So much.
and try to respond to them in the order which they called. Remember to wait for a response and to thank them for holding when you pick up the line again.
Thank you so much, sir. Mr. Shaw, thank you for holding, but is it okay if I take your number and call you back in a few minutes?
If the call requires more time than you have, offer to call them back and give them a specific time in which you will return the call.
Okay, thank you. Hi, welcome to the Mayfield Inn. I'm
You
sorry
really
I had to
only
wait.
have 2 choices when you're swamped. Put somebody on hold or take a number.
Thank you for calling the Mayfield Inn. This is Melanie. How may I help you?
There's never any reason to panic. Just make a choice and commit.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't understand you. Do you speak English?
If a guest or someone calls that's speaking another language and you don't understand, don't get irritated or hang up in frustration.
I'm going to send somebody to your room immediately, okay?
It could be an emergency. Take charge of a situation. If you can't handle it, get someone who can.
Security.
So your credit card was charged even though you canceled before the deadline? Well, I'm sorry, Mrs. Baker, but I wasn't on shift that day.
Don't offer excuses, offer solutions. When a caller complains, they don't want an excuse. They want you to listen, empathize, and solve the problem.
I'm so sorry for your inconvenience, Mrs. Baker. I have your credit card number, and I'm making a note to report this to our accounting department. You will hear back from us within 24 hours.
I liked when you told the caller you were making a note. Long pauses can mislead the caller. Always cue them into when you are writing something down or looking something up.
I'm sorry, but our computer's down. May I call you back this afternoon? I understand, but may I call you back? She hung up.
What happened?
She was going on and on about what a terrible day she was having, how her car broke down, that sort of thing.
And you didn't have a moment to listen and empathize.
I'm so busy.
Your busyness is being on the phone with that caller right now. Listening with empathy and understanding is at the very heart of phone courtesy.
I'm sorry to hear you're having such a bad day, Mrs. Molnar. Perhaps we can make it better.
Listen, empathize, apologize, solve the problem, and follow up. That's the magic formula for making an unhappy caller, well, maybe not always happy, but at least they won't be as unhappy with you or your property.
I'm sorry your television isn't working. That must be frustrating. I could have maintenance come by within 15 minutes. Would that be convenient?
You gave them a time frame when the problem would be solved. Excellent. Almost perfect.
What do you mean almost?
What's wrong with the TV?
How should I know?
You could have asked. Is it working? Is there a picture? Is it snowy? Then you could pass that specific information on to the maintenance engineer, so he'd have a better idea what tools to bring to fix it on the spot.
Am I ever going to get this right?
You care about getting this right, and that's 90% of what it takes to excel. And when you're excellent on the phone, you really stand out.
Oh, great. I'm so glad to hear your television is working. You're very welcome. I have so much to do already. Why do I have to sell too?
When you answer the phone, you represent your property. Your service is part of what the potential guest is buying. When someone loses a call and has the attitude, it doesn't matter, someone else will call, well, enough someone else's, and you'll have no business.
Have you stayed with us before, Mr. Murad? Terrific. Well, we'd love to have you back.
Ask questions to determine a guest's needs and preferences.
Did you know we've just added a fitness center?
Describe features or benefits that might meet the caller's needs. Features such as free movies and a game room for families, or free local calls and computer data ports for the business traveler.
We also now feature rooms that are mini suites, complete with kitchen areas and microwaves.
Offer alternatives such as different types of rooms and rates, or alternate dates, or even another local hotel if you're sold out.
Is there anything I neglected to describe that would help you make a decision?
Encourage them to participate.
And may I book that reservation for you?
And don't forget, ask for the sale once you've determined their specific needs.
Okay, Mr. Murad, let me just confirm back to you the details of your reservation. Your room will be in the name of Mr. Peter Murad, and it's a non-smoking room. You'll be arriving on Monday, October 28th for 2 nights, leaving on October 30th. The rate is $89.99 plus tax per night. Your confirmation number is 5437B, as in Bravo. This is a guaranteed reservation using the credit card information you've given me. Should you need to cancel, please call us before 6 p.m. on your day of arrival to avoid your credit card being charged. Great! Well, have a safe trip, and thanks for choosing the Mayfield Inn.
Congratulations! Your phone courtesy skills have come a long way. Your training time here is over, but there's just one more step.
Hello, my name is Melanie, and I used to be a telephone abuser. Hi. Taking calls used to be an imposition. I never realized how important it was to my job, to my career, even to my outlook on life. I mean, my voice is the very first impression most callers get of the hotel where I work. When I use great skills on the phone, when I'm polite, courteous, responsive, and maintain a smile in my voice, I stand out. My hotel stands out. I'm an ambassador for my company. Talking on the phone is a relationship. It can either be a good or bad experience. It's up to me to make it a good one, even a fun one. And if I keep smiling and stay courteous to everyone I talk to, my day goes easier. My life goes easier. Phone is my friend.
Courtesy rules.
Courtesy rules.
Courtesy rules. I like that. I think I'm going to remember that. Thanks, Melanie. Thanks for sharing your story. Oops, my phone, gotta go. Rule number 1, answer promptly, right? Thank you for calling the Mayfield Inn. This is Marco. Can I help you?
Well, I think you can.
To make your first impression. Are you making a good one with how you answer the phone? In the next few minutes, we're going to share some ways to transform your caller experience and deliver the best possible first impression. Transforming your caller's experience. Answer promptly before the third ring. When your phone rings, someone has made the effort to reach out to your company. Answer the call promptly with an attitude that shows you care that they called. Your attitude will be reflected in the tone of voice you use. Before picking up the receiver, discontinue any other conversations or activity that could be heard by the calling party. Callers are put off by hearing the tail end of your conversation or loud noises as you pick up the phone. The ringing phone is a sign that you're about to interact with a potential client. Use a succinct greeting. Make sure your caller knows the company they've reached and your name. And remember, if you make a good impression now, you'll have time to tell them all the other things you offer later. Don't try to cram them all into the first greeting. If the caller accidentally reached you instead of someone else at your company, be courteous and helpful. Sometimes they've been transferred all over the company with a simple question. If possible, attempt to find out where they should call or to whom they need to speak. They will greatly appreciate it. If you can solve their issue or answer their question, even if it's not your normal job, you've just won a customer for life. Learning to listen. It starts with listening. Listening carefully promotes outstanding customer service. So seek to understand. Allow the caller to finish his or her sentences and don't interrupt. Show concern for their question or problem. Don't be defensive. Rather, say things like, "I understand," or "I'm sorry to hear that." Once you feel you do understand, reflect the key points back to the caller and ask additional questions if you need clarification. Repeat critical information so you both will be clear. Placing callers on hold. Ask the caller's permission to place them on hold. Many times we've all been told to hold with no thought as to the reason for our call. Make sure it's okay to place the caller on hold. They may just want to call back later. Be aware of what they hear while they're waiting on hold. This is an important area that a lot of companies overlook. Continue the connection with your caller by providing a custom on-hold message during their wait time. Does the music and messaging they hear draw them into your company? Is the volume too loud or too soft? Are the messages relevant to your callers? On-hold messages can be a terrific way of continuing the conversation with your caller, even if you can't be on the phone. Transferring callers. When transferring a call, be sure to explain to the caller that you're doing so and where you are transferring them. Take the time to do an assisted transfer and pass along as much information as possible to the next person. It's very frustrating to have to repeat your request each time you're transferred. Your caller will be much relieved to find out they don't have to repeat their information or request each time they're transferred to someone new. managing multiple lines. Don't forget who was first. If you're on the line when a second call comes in and you need to answer it, ask the first caller to hold, answer the second call, and ask if they'll be able to hold while you complete the call ahead of them. Wait for their response. They may want to be transferred to someone, and you can do that quickly without making them wait. Ideally, you'll have a system in place where you won't need to interrupt the first call to answer the second call yourself. This could be another staff member or an automated attendant. But no matter what, remember that you are already conducting business with the first caller. Don't make them feel second-rate. Be ready to take notes. Always keep a pen and paper near your phone so you can easily take notes if need be. Handling difficult callers. At some point, many of us will be faced with handling an angry or upset caller. What an opportunity to turn this into a positive experience for them. Use the caller's name and give them your name. There are ways to say things that will escalate the caller's anger, and there are ways to answer them to show that you understand their frustration. Here are a few examples. Never say, "I don't know," "That's not my job," "That's not in the contract," or "You're wrong." Instead, say, "That's a good question. Let me find out for you." "I'm not sure. Let me find someone who knows. Let me check into how we can help you with that." Or, "Here is what I understand." When customers feel understood, they generally will calm down, especially if you stay calm. Try to remain polite and diplomatic, and always show willingness to resolve the problem or conflict. Try to think like the caller, and remember, their problem is important. Screening calls. We sometimes joke about screening calls, but there are certainly times when it's appropriate. If you're responsible for answering calls for someone else, consider these points. Ask the caller, "May I tell him or her who is calling?" If appropriate, ask what the call is in regard to. Ask the caller to hold, then connect to the called party. If the called party is available to take the call, pick the caller back up and let them know you'll be transferring them to the called party. If the party is unavailable, ask the caller if they would like to be transferred to voicemail or if you may take a message by hand. Don't assume they want voicemail. Always ask first. Your interactions with callers are incredibly important. It's their only vision of your company, and how you handle their call and their request will either make it a great experience for them or may turn them to your competition. Whether answering the phone or making phone calls, being proper and polite will send a professional message and make a great first impression. You'll also find that others treat you with more respect and are willing to go out of their way to assist you if you use proper etiquette.
Oh, wait. Dwayne, this doesn't make sense. Can't you just call me? What are you talking about?
Why don't they get it? I explained it in paragraph 27.
What the f? How in the heck can I get anything done here with all these emails? Like 12 emails in 5 minutes from Dwayne. To everyone else who has nothing better to do but waste time sending senseless emails.
Oh, not this.
Hi, Dwayne.
Oh, hi, Vanessa. How are you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Just wanted to get some clarification. Oh, yeah, simple. Have a great day. Bye. Man, was that ever easy?
Hey, Jeff, you got a minute to talk? I wanted to chat with you about
Bye.
Truman Capote was a witty guy, famous for his conversational prowess and slightly ridiculous accent. He once said, "A conversation is a dialogue, not a monologue. That's why there are so few good conversations. Due to scarcity, two intelligent talkers seldom meet." If a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist is doubtful about the potential for good conversation, the rest of us are, well, we're screwed, right? I mean, it's crazy how difficult it is to hold a genuine conversation. And on top of that, it's really easy to stress out if the talk that you're thinking about having is really, really important. I mean, what if there will be awkward silence? What if you say something stupid? What if the 25,000 people out there that have subscribed to this cartoon think your silly voices are stupid, Caitlin? What if they figure out that the more boring version of myself is the voice on Superfoods? Calm down. That was for me, not you. We have some great tips that'll help you be more confident and get more out of your everyday conversations. All right, you ready to get to talking? Tip 1. Above all else, to thine own self be true. You know, Shakespeare said that. Actually, that Polonius guy did. Okay, also a pretty witty guy. The first thing we want to stress is that even though you might be uncomfortable, you never have to be anyone other than yourself. So don't pretend to have seen a movie that you haven't, or be interested in puppies when you're exclusively a cat person for some reason. It'll just make the conversation more awkward, and you'll get nothing out of it. Tip 2. Confidence. Hey, don't apologize or act self-deprecating. It's not a good color on anyone. Be confident in your opinions and yourself. Now we know what you're thinking. Easy for you to say, well, Cass, you've got like 25,000 subscribers. Well, yeah, we do. We're pretty awesome. But so are you. Try our confidence-building exercise in our bullying episode and unleash the happy. You deserve it. Step 3. Don't stress out over periods of silence. Hey, there will likely be short stretches of the conversation when neither of you says anything. This is fine. A few short silences between topics is normal. Resist the urge to fill those silences, though, with meaningless noise. Have you ever heard someone say, "So, seen the Hunger Games? It's pretty crazy, huh?" And not groaned a little bit on the inside? So, instead, set the tone of the conversation as respectful and laid back. Allow silences and encourage the other person to be okay with them by letting the point rest every now and then. Tip 4. Be an active listener. Go on. Often, participants are spending more time thinking about what they're going to say than actually listening to another person. One tip for being a good listener is listen to the person you are talking to. You will be able to volley the topic a lot easier if you're not trying to anticipate what they're saying in the first place. So, yeah, I picked up the phone and we were talking and he broke up with me and I just really wasn't expecting that. Have you seen my new cell phone? It's really crazy. I can pull up any meme that I want. Oh, wait, what did you say? Tip 5. When in doubt, encourage the other person to talk about himself. As Dale Carnegie once said, it's much easier to become interested in others than it is to convince them to be interested in you. If you think there's been too much of a lull in the conversation, ask questions. Bring up topics that you know are interesting to the other person. Tip 6. What do you do if you get shot down? All right, that's not really a tip. We're just presenting the possibility that that can happen, and when it does, it's awkward. Listen, the deal is not everybody's in a talkative mood 100% of the time. So if you approach someone and try to break the ice with something super cool like, "You don't by any chance happen to have 6 fingers on your right hand, do you?" and they look at you weirdly and sidle away, that's okay for a lot of reasons. But basically, the deal is sometimes we get shot down. And sometimes he actually did kill your father. So keep on I'm really sorry. Somebody here wrote this. It's a weird Princess Bride illusion, but the basic point is if it doesn't work out, you're going to be fine. There are other people on the planet. Just keep on trying. To recap, to have a seriously good conversation, remember our 6 steps. Be yourself. Be confident. Don't worry too much about filling the silences. Be an active listener. Encourage the other person to talk about his or herself. And if you get shot down, take it in stride.
Whilst we like to think we're relatively undemanding at Mr. P, we do have 1 or 2 little rules we like to adhere to. Some are in order to show respect to our colleagues, most are to show respect to our clients and customers, and the remainder are just because we can. We don't fight, squabble or sulk. If something or someone annoys us, we say so. Or seek consolation in a packet of Haribo. Of course, we wouldn't eat our Haribo in public. In fact, at all of our events, nobody from Mr. Porter is allowed to eat at all. So you can either stuff yourself before or after, but never during. When hosting a party, your job is to make sure everyone else is fed, not to feed yourself. And how off-putting if a client or customer comes to ask you a question and you have a giant prawn canapé sticking out of your mouth. Oh dear no. Incidentally, if we do serve food, the C word, that's for canapé, is banned. Small snacks with bits of fluff on them are not favoured. A hearty helping of shepherd's pie is. Cocktails, of course, are most welcome. There is nothing more off-putting to a guest than a host with only a glass of water in his or her hand. Where's the fun in that? James Bond doesn't order water, neither does Don Draper, and neither do we. Make that a double. Incidentally, microwave broccoli is banned from the staff kitchen. It should actually be banned from the world's kitchens. We try very hard not to veer into fashion talk territory. We don't like it, and nor do our customers. And thus there are certain words we frown upon. Layering is one, must have is another. We put what we write to the pub test. If you wouldn't say this to one of your friends in the pub, then why would you use it in an email or the journal? A man should never act too animatedly at the news that his new pair of Lanvin sneakers has arrived. Saunter slowly to pick them up, carry the bag subtly to your desk, and only when you're sure nobody is looking, rush to the loo to try them on. Birthdays that fall on a weekday are dreaded. Nobody in Mr. Porter is keen on the idea of colleagues gathering around his desk, singing happy birthday quite badly, and then handing him a dodgy chocolate cake that he then has to inexpertly slice into 24 pieces. Men don't do birthdays. Mr. Porter doesn't put kisses on the end of emails to colleagues, possibly not even to friends or lovers. A few of our female colleagues do this, and it always leaves us with an uncomfortable conundrum. Is it mean to reply without one? Mr. Porter doesn't use male models. We believe that men don't like looking at people better looking than they are. This is one reason why most male-style icons are dead. They're no competition, and so we're happy to sing their praises. Take Steve McQueen. Very talented, very stylish, and very dead. What more can you ask for? Of course, at staff parties, none of the above rules apply. At these events, you will see us happily shoving down prawn and broccoli canapes, slagging off everyone, head to toe in layering, singing happy birthday to anyone who will listen while high-kicking to the DJ set so that everyone can catch a glimpse of our new Lanvin python trim suede and leather sneakers. Chin chin.
to help us understand the benefits of being organized. Hi.
Hi.
So when your clients come to you, you actually help them get more organized.
You bet I do. And in an office environment, the real benefit of being organized is boosting productivity, right? So you need to manage your space, your time, and your information, because all of those things are stressed and they're limited resources. So let's start by looking at time. This tool, which is a calendar which shows you every month, and you can wipe off and write on and change it very easily. But it's fantastic because it's large and it gives you a visual representation of all of the time and the events that are coming up. So it's a great planning tool. The nice feature about this board by Quartet is that it's magnetic as well. So if you want to quickly add a piece of paper or a to-do list or something that's important, you can add that really easily. The next thing I want to talk to you about is the workstation itself, because we spend a lot of time at our desks, right? Not only to be productive, but to also avoid injury, it's really important to look at how it's set up. So I'm going to show you a few important things to think about when setting up your desk. If I want more space, I really love this swing arm. It holds my monitor. It's from Kensington, and it just moves out of place. So now I can put reading material, binders. I feel like I can use this desk space fully for writing, so I'm really comfortable. And when I'm ready to transition to computer use, really easy. So I just swing the monitor back into whatever position I'm comfortable. What I have in here, and really makes for comfortable computing, the mouse and the keyboard, and you'll notice there's no wires. So this is a wonderful wireless system, again from Kensington. And what that does, it just eliminates some of the visual clutter that also, gets to make your environment busy. And if it's not there, it's more serene, also easier to move around. I want to talk about binders a little bit because there's a fairly new product out from Wilson Jones. It's a recycled binder, and I want you to feel that because it's really, really sturdy. It's a really robust product.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so open that up because there's another neat organizing tool which when I found out about this, I was really excited.
Yeah.
So as an organizer, we label everything because part of labeling things is the way to find things, right?
Yeah.
Except labeling takes time. So what if there was a way to remove the need to make all the little labels inside a binder?
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So they've come up with it. So you can see these are clear tabs. It's called view tabs. Okay.
Yeah.
And all you need
transparent,
to
so you can see the little writing in the background. That's
yeah,
brilliant.
and the little writing in the background is actually one sheet of paper, and there's a template online, and you just fill in the tab names, and all of a sudden your time is saved,
so
right?
You can change it if you want to change it from different binders and stuff.
Easily. It's just printing one piece of paper rather than all those labels. So fantastic product from Wilson Jones, right?
Cool.
So AJ, if you're going to use binders, then you're going to want to make sure you have the tools to make using binders very easy and close at hand. And one of those tools is obviously a hole punch, right? Yeah. So I like this hole punch in particular because it's really easy to use. It's a light touch and you can get through 20 sheets.
Power. That's awesome.
Power with no pressure. And it's got a partner stapler. So the same technology is there, just an easy touch and you're through 20 sheets.
Beautiful.
So really nice tools to make your office run more smoothly.
I like the way you're
Are you ready to go to the etiquette meeting?
Well, I think it is mandatory.
What is etiquette about?
Etiquette is the practice of certain rules and behaviors a culture employs to make social interactions happen smoothly. The point of the meeting is so we will know how to act in social situations relative to business.
Like what? Can you give me an example?
Can you say please?
Is that what etiquette is? Saying please? Or are you pulling my leg? Okay, my bad. Please. Can you explain what the meeting is about? What etiquette do we need to know for our job?
Well, for one thing, do you know how to act at a business event? Like at a lunch, dinner, or reception? Do you?
Maybe I do not. Because I forgot a lunch with a business associate the other day. I felt terrible, and I know he was furious. I just hope he forgets about it. Is that correct business etiquette?
Are you serious? That was your response. You should have called to schedule another appointment.
Damn. When I did remember, I rushed over to the restaurant, but by the time I got there I was an hour late. I guess he got tired of waiting.
Would you have waited an hour if you were the client?
I guess I was confused. Remember last month? We had to attend that reception that started at 7 and lasted until 9. I got there around 8. No one said anything to me about it.
Maybe no one said anything, but that is probably because a reception is different from a lunch or a dinner. If an invitation gives you a time range, like 7 to 9, you can legitimately attend any time between those hours, but you should have gotten there by at least 7:30.
I see. What about last month? I was supposed to meet a business associate for lunch. After 30 minutes she still had not arrived.
So, what did you do?
I was hungry. So, I ordered lunch.
You should have called her after about 15 minutes. Remember that business dinner party we had to attend last summer?
Do you mean the dinner party for the Nagasaki group? I saw you there. Did you not see me?
Oh, yes I did. I saw you drink your soup straight from the bowl, turn your glass over when the wine was being poured, take your napkin with you when you went to take a phone call. You also whipped out your business card. WTH.
Dude, are you saying none of those things I did was proper etiquette?
Dude. F you mean. I fear your hair gel is squeezing your brain.
F you mean? At least I don't buy my clothes from the dollar store. I am sorry. I really do want to know if I'm not practicing proper etiquette. I mean, I do not want to get fired. Hair gel is very expensive.
You are ridiculous. But I will try to help you because you are so lame. First, soup is always eaten with a spoon. Second, if you do not want to drink alcohol, just do not drink it, but turning your glass over is not respectful. Third, always leave your napkin on your chair when you get up from the table. And finally, never give a Japanese executive your business card unless they ask for it.
Wow, I have a lot to learn, I guess. I really do appreciate you helping me. I really never know what to do with my napkin at those dinner things. Like when I sit down to the table, what am I supposed to do with the napkin?
Really? You mean besides using it to wipe the idiot off your face? Sorry. You should place the napkin in your lap after the lead of the head of the table.
Okay. I wonder now if I did the right things when I had to host that dinner at Fridays a few weeks ago. It was me, my wife, the Texas Instruments guy and his wife.
Oh, shit. What did you do? Or what do you think you might have done wrong?
Let's see. I pre-ordered the food and told everyone where to sit. When the waiter came, he served my wife first, and when we left the restaurant, I let the client sit closest to the cab door so he could get out first. How does that sound?
1 out of 3, my friend. Pre-ordering and assigning seats is correct, but all should have been served before you and your wife. Also, you should have been the one to sit next to the door in the taxi, so you can open the door for the client.
I guess you're right. I'm lame. Do you mind if I ask about one more issue?
Make it snappy. The meeting is starting in 2 minutes.
I feel you. But I'm wondering now if I'm interacting correctly during initial meetings, I mean like introductions and crap like that.
Good God, man. Look, that is a whole other set of rules. Try to remember at least these 3. 1. Always introduce the client first. 2. Shake hands upon introduction. And 3. Make eye contact with everyone.
You're smarter than I thought. Maybe those dollar store pants are not as tight as they look.
F you mean, you Poindexter. You might want to think about shopping somewhere besides your mama's closet.
Touche, you Barbie doll reject. If I had a 40, I would propose a toast in your honor.
Oh, really? I would not say thank you.
Well, that's shitty.
Look, Dipstick, I am going to the meeting.
What about the students?
Are you deranged? What students?
Them.
The do's and don'ts in a professional workplace. Starting your first position in your chosen field of study could cause anyone to be nervous. Here are some tips to help you get over your nerves and help you through your first day. Do's in a professional workplace. Do dress appropriately. Adopt similar formal or informal attire for the area in which you are working. Appropriate attire can change according to the task that needs to be performed, so be prepared. If the attire you should be wearing is unclear, ask your boss what is appropriate. In general, overdressed is better than underdressed. Do be punctual. Being punctual makes you a reliable employee. It will also give you a few minutes to prepare your day. Grab a cup of coffee, set your station, and check your work email. When you have a scheduled meeting, be punctual. You should be organized and ready to begin at the scheduled time. Early is better than late. Do maintain good communication. If you're struggling with a moral dilemma or conflict of interest, inform your boss or faculty co-op advisor. Ask for help as soon as you are sure you need it. Do not wait until the last minute, but also do not ask for help at every juncture. Research the subject you are concerned about to ensure you have a clear understanding of the situation. Do stay motivated. Try to maintain a steady workload. If you are running low on work, inform your boss that you expect to finish the assigned tasks early. This will give them the message that you are done positively. Do be respectful and courteous to fellow coworkers. Maintain an appropriate voice level. If you listen to music at work, remember you are in a confined area. Refrain from inappropriate language. There will always be someone you don't get along with, regardless of where you work. Do appreciate the chain of command. Try to work through differences with a coworker before going to your boss. If you encounter a problem, let your boss or the coworker you're working with know. Don'ts in a professional workplace. Don't arrive unprepared. Make sure you get enough sleep before showing up to work. Falling asleep at work shows that you are unprepared, and it is an insult to your employer. Don't participate in inappropriate conversations. Gossiping about coworkers and making racial or sexual jokes is inappropriate. Don't engage in non-work related activities. Non-work related activities that should be avoided are making personal calls or texting, browsing personal interests on the internet, or doing homework while at work. All employers understand that emergencies occur, but don't abuse the system. These are only a few do's and don'ts in a professional workplace. These will not be able to help you through every instance, and when those situations occur, consult your boss, coworkers, friends, or professors on how to proceed. Do's and don'ts in a professional workplace. Do's. Dress appropriately.